Hey TC Kids, it's me, Mr. Earl. Welcome to TC Kids at Home, coming directly from my house. Thanks for joining me. We're moving into a new series today called Beneath. We'll be going beneath the surface and looking deep inward. There's a lot of stuff that goes on inward, and we need God's help to transform us from the inside out, right? See, I was just looking at this feelings wheel. It's super cool. It's really colorful. There are so many feelings. There's happy, sad, scared, calm, angry, disappointed, joyful, loving, playful, daring, bored, lonely, confused, anxious, jealous. I could just keep going and going. But how are you feeling today? Come in a little closer. You see, to be honest, I've been feeling pretty worried and anxious. I've been kind of gloomy, like there's a dark cloud over me. I'm so worried about this big project that I have to get done by tomorrow. It seems so big, and I keep thinking, there's no way that I can get this big thing done. Do you feel that way sometimes? Well, since I'm so worried, I decided to work on my sticker by number book yesterday. It helps distract me from fear and worries. Well, at least for a moment. You want to see what I did? Ta-da! Okay, yeah, I didn't get very far. I just couldn't keep my mind off the fear of what might happen if I didn't get my projects done. Hey, it looks like I'm getting a call from my friend Marlene. Hello?
Earl!
Hello, Marlene.
Hey, it's so good to see you. How you doing?
It's complicated.
Wow, what's going on?
Well, see, I have a lot of feelings right now. I have this big project that I have to do by tomorrow, and I'm worried that I can't get to it. And I'm scared that if I don't get it done, people might get mad at me, and I'm anxious about what other people think.
That is a lot, Earl.
Tell me about it.
I understand that having these feelings of fear is very hard.
You're right. I'm scared of so many things. Like, just to name a couple, I'm scared of spiders and the dark and clowns and enclosed spaces and spider webs because they might have spiders and nighttime because it's dark and circuses and carnivals because there might be clowns at them and elevators because they're kind of small and it's an enclosed space.
Hold up, Earl. Hold up. This reminds me of someone from the Bible.
Unless you're going to time warp me into next week so I don't have to do this project, I don't think anything could make me feel better.
Let's try. You've heard of Moses, right?
Of course.
Have you heard of Joshua?
Yeah, he's the leader after Moses.
Yes. Those were some pretty big shoes to fill, right?
Absolutely. Because Moses freed the Israelites from Egypt, and he was the leader that they looked to while they were in the wilderness for 40 years. And Moses even received the 10 Commandments.
Yup. He did all of that with God's help.
Yeah, Moses was the man.
Listen to what happened in the story when it was time for Joshua to take over. Just before the Israelites were getting ready to enter the promised land, Moses died. Someone else had to lead the people, and that someone was Joshua. He was to lead the people into a land that was already being occupied.
I bet he was afraid.
Yes, he probably even heard the people say, Moses didn't do it that way, or if only Moses were here.
What did Joshua do?
First, he wasn't concerned about what the people thought, only what God had called him to. Joshua 1:3 says, I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. We may have fears, but God tells us to take a step despite our fears. God wants us to trust him and take action. We are called to live on mission with God, and that is what Joshua did.
Tell me more about it.
Well, Joshua 1 also says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
That's amazing.
Exactly. But just like God helped Joshua, God will help you. God helps us when we're fearful.
Hey, you just said our soul tattoo. That's our big idea. Thanks for reminding me that I can count on God for help. Okay, today's soul tattoo is God helps us when we're fearful.
God helps us when we're fearful. He can help us to be transformed from fearful to courageous.
We also have an action step that is so cool. On a piece of paper, I want you to write down or draw some of your biggest fears. Maybe it's a spider. Maybe it's something bigger like moving away from your friends or a test at school. Talk to your family about what you wrote down and ask them about their own fears.
And then take the piece of paper and change it into something else. It could be a ball, or if you know origami, make it into something cool like a panda. Panda just popped into my head. So, Earl, how are you feeling now?
You know what? I feel a lot braver now.
That's great. We have one more thing to do before we go.
Oh, yeah, our benediction. We got this because it's upward to love God completely, and inward to love ourselves correctly, and outward to love others compassionately.
Are you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Upward, inward, outward. Transformers, roll out.
Awesome. Have a good week, TC kids. I'll see you next time.